Obviously, incredibly disappointed. Not the direction I saw our team going tonight. We couldn't get stops. We had all of a sudden penalties became a major issue, and especially some critical ones that we just couldn't get any momentum going. We turned the ball over in the red zone. We get a turnover and we can't cash in on it. There were flashes in the game of the ability to run the ball. There was flashes, the ability to throw the ball, but not near consistent enough. Clearly, it starts with me. Coaches, players, everybody's accountable here. We got to get back to the basics and find a way to be closer to the team that we can be. Because that was, I give Old Dominion credit and Coach Ronnie. They got a nice team. They gave Indiana fits. But we clearly didn't play well enough at all not to even be in the game. So, questions?
Brent, after the way last weekend in the second half, how frustrating, what kind of explanation do you have for how it starts 28-0 in the first half tonight?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things again. You go 3 and out. You can't get stops. You get them off schedule occasionally, but then they get a chunk play. We're still leaky in the run game and not near good enough in the pass defense. You load it up and try and secure the run, and then they're hitting balls on us down the field. And then offensively, there's flashes, but we can't get a consistent drive going. We can't make enough good plays in a row to get in the end zone enough. Now, I was encouraged by things that were happening late. There's some guys offensively that can do things with the ball. But, it's a team loss. And we had some old linemen step up. We had 3 starters once Lath went out. 3 starters out. And I thought those young guys, they gave tremendous effort, and they gave some plays a chance to keep it going.
Daniel.
Brent, you mentioned this is probably one of the best teams you've had at Virginia Tech. What is it going to take to turn it around this season?
Yeah, we got to make the improvements. We hadn't been a team that was garnering a bunch of penalties, and now all of a sudden that springs up tonight. Very costly, a ton of them on the defensive side of the ball. I think, you came out of week 1, you felt like we had a defensive unit that could be stingy and make people earn it. And that hasn't happened for 6 quarters now. So we got to take a hard look at what we're doing, make sure we're putting the kids in a position to execute and be successful. So it starts with me, it starts with our coaching staff, and it works its way down.
David, to you.
Along those lines with penalties, you have a sack wiped out by, I think, a face mask. You have a 4th down stop wiped out by, I don't know if it's a face mask or an unnecessary one. Is that just undisciplined stuff?
That's what I think, David. It is undisciplined. Sometimes this guy's trying too hard. But it hasn't been a problem for us. And, I think sometimes it's carelessness, and then sometimes this guy's trying too hard, and sometimes it's just an overall lack of discipline.
Connor.
Coach, before the game even started, when the projected starting lineup was playing through the Jumbotron, when your name came up, there was a lot of verbal frustration from the Hokie faithful, especially now with 28-0 at halftime and fans were leaving the stands. Is there anything that you can say to those fans who were verbally and physically frustrated?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I'm frustrated too, so I understand where they're coming from. The expectations at this place are to win, and we got great fans here. So I understand their frustrations. They've been fantastic to us. I thought the crowd was a good crowd tonight, and we let them down.
Colton Joseph, 4 plays with 30 or more yards through the air. What do you think made him so effective?
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. He's proved that the last couple of weeks. I think his wideouts made some nice plays. There wasn't just a ton of guys just wide open. They made some good throws and catches, but we got to contest catches better. That was the same thing last week. We're in position and we're allowing them to make the catch rather than battle through the catch and get the ball out.
Front row 10.
Brent, you're now 16-24 at the helm of Virginia Tech. Obviously, there were plenty of boos and other chants for the dismissal this evening. Why do you feel you're the right man to lead this program?
Yeah, I see the strides we've made as a program. I know it doesn't show on the field tonight. Our roster's deeper than it's been. The one area where we didn't do a good enough job was on the offensive line. Creating depth, and it's biting us right now a little bit. But I'm proud of the team that we have as far as the guys in that locker room. They're wired the right way. They're at Virginia Tech for the right reasons. I think there's talent in that locker room. It's not the talent that we need yet to be a team that can contend for championships, but it's an improved roster. And these guys have busted their butt and gave us a chance at South Carolina. Played a heck of a half against Vanderbilt, but it's a 4-quarter game. This was very disappointing and unexpected tonight.
And during halftime, some ACC network analysts said it looked like your team was checked out or maybe even had quit. What is your response to that?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it was apparent in the fourth quarter. We're not good enough getting stops right now defensively, but we clearly battled in the kick game and on offense, and continued to play all the way through the last tick. We've got some problems with gap accountability and fits defensively that we got to get fixed. I don't know that the kids quit. I think it was more so where they're not in the right place at the right time, and I think Old Dominion was cashing in on it.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, guys.